What is going on, everybody? WeedleTwineedle here, and we are back again with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, and this one's going to be against Brandon, a person in battle off my Discord server. So if you guys are interested in a Sun and Moon battle and trade community chat room and a place to hang out and find battles, feel free to check out my Discord server. A link is in the description. And I do apologize for my lack of activity on my Discord server. I've just been very busy with work. Even though school's over, I still work full-time, and I'm trying to make daily uploads as well, so that obviously is going to cut into my Discord time. I hope you guys understand. But me and Brandon are having a rarely used battle today, as he looks like he has like a copy-paste standard RU team. He has a Cresselia, which kind of triggers me slightly, but it's okay. Hashtag don't use Cresselia. Anyway, I'm using Gligar, Mawile with Qwilfish, Radiant's Kingdra, Z Electric Terrain Electivire, and a pretty damn fun team if you ask me. So let's just get right into this battle, as it's a pretty good one if I do recall correctly. So turn 1, my opponent is going to lead off with his Registeel, as I'm going to be leading off with my Gligar. And turn 1, I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks, no reason not to. He has a Rotom-Heat. Rotom-Heat is in like every single battle, I swear to God, man. I don't know why everyone uses Rotom-Heat. I mean, I do understand why, it's pretty strong. I think there's stronger Pokemon than Rotom-Heat, but it's definitely one of those Pokemon you can just plop on a team and it's going to be very obnoxious. And I'm always very ill prepared for it, so I should probably start prepping for it better by bringing Gastron to every game, but it's okay. In comes Feraligatr, as I'm just going to go for Defog. It might seem kind of productive after I just laid out my Stealth Rocks, and I mean, I do believe so, but I didn't have any other move to hit him with, and I'm like, may as well get rid of the Stealth Rocks for myself. And I can't stand Feraligatr, or else I'm going to die to an Ice Punch or Waterfall, so I'm going to bring in my Qwilfish. I figured it'd be a nice switch into Feraligatr, as I can pivot into Waterfall or Ice Punch, and if he goes for Dragon Dance, he's setting up way too early, so he's going to go for Waterfall, not do any damage to my Qwilfish at all, as I know I should be able to force out this Feraligatr. So he's going to choose to switch out its Gator and bring in the Titanium, the Registeel, as I'm not going to hesitate to lay up some spikes. His team is very defensive with Registeel and Cresselia, very obnoxious defense, of course, and the only way of really beating it is by setting up a bunch of entry hazards and hoping I can whittle down his walls that way. So I'm not going to hesitate to lay up my spikes. If he wants to paralyze me, so be it. But he's just going to reapply his Stealth Rocks here. Pretty understandable, but I will trade 2 layers of spikes for Stealth Rocks any day. And I can always bring back my Gligar and set up my Stealth Rocks again. And my opponent does not have a method of removing Stealth Rocks, as far as I know of, so I'm in the clear by laying up entry hazards. Now, I'm going to bring in my Machamp here, expecting the Toxic or Thunder Wave or something, as thankfully I'm able to switch into Thunder Wave. Now, it may seem kind of weird that I'm saying thankfully, but I'm not running No Guard Machamp, because No Guard Machamp in 2016 is not how you do it. You run Guts Abandoned Machamp in 2016. This is probably my favorite Machamp set. He's going to bring a Cresselia here, but I'm going to go for the Guts Boosted Banded Knockoff. And Cresselia lives with 1 hit point. No joke. My opponent said 1 HP, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Even when I flex on Cresselia as hard as I possibly can, it still crushes my dreams. So I'm forced to switch out and bring on Mawile, as I'm going to take a Psyshock, and thankfully he doesn't decide to go for Moonlight and try to paralyze stall me. And now he's going to go for Moonlight. He's like, oh, I can live this. I'm Cresselia. Bitch, you're not Banded Guts. So, he's right. I'm just going to go for the player off. It is Life Orb Stab boosted with Cheer Force, so it's going to do a big jump regardless. And I think my opponent realizes that he can't really heal up on me safely, so he's going to go for the Moonblast for a last-ditch effort, but it's not going to do any damage, as now I'm just going to knock out the Cresselia with the Iron Head. I probably should have went for Play Rough, but I didn't want to risk missing, so yeah, down goes the Cresselia, as now in comes Hot Pocket, the Rotom-Heat, and I have no switch into this monster. I do have pivots into Overheat and Thunderbolt, but I don't really have a safe switch into Rotom-Heat, and that's just like a reoccurring thing on my teams, and I think people are doing it on purpose to bring Rotom-Heat. I feel like I see it way more on Wi-Fi than I do on Showdown, but maybe that's just me. But now my opponent is going to go for the Fire Z move. I really thought that I could live any hit this Rotom-Heat wants to go for, so I stay in. But he ends up carrying Inferno Overdrive, and I'm like, oh no. So my Gligar, I don't think it's going to be able to take a Rotom-Heat's Overheat with the freaking Fire EMZ. I'm right, my Gligar just dropped, so I'm unable to reapply my Stealth Rocks. So that's where that defog earlier on in the game kind of bit me in the ass, because if I had Stealth Rocks up, this Rotom-Heat could not be nearly as much as a hindrance, but for some reason, I decided that defogging the Stealth Rocks I just laid up was a very nice idea. Don't ask me why. I'm not very intelligent when I battle at like 2 in the morning, so My opponent is going to bring in the Registeel, so I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump just because my opponent still has Comfy, and I don't want to set up my Rain Dance just yet, as Comfy and Registeel can both live a hit from me and force me out. So I don't want to get paralyzed with my Kingdra, even though it's fairly obvious. I don't want to risk getting paralyzed, so I'm going to bring in my Machamp here to pivot into the Thunder Wave, as my opponent is actually going to choose to go for the Seismic Toss, expecting my switch into the Machamp likely. But if I were him, I probably would have double switched out if I was expecting that. But then again, I could have stayed in him for Hydro Pump, so I mean, I guess I can't blame him for that one. But I play way too aggressively. I keep thinking my opponents just play super aggressively like me, and that's why sometimes I get super punished, like when just WeedleTwineedle punished me by playing super aggressively. Like, I don't know, maybe I should stop playing super aggressively and cheesy, because it will backfire one of these days. So thankfully we're able to knock out Registeel with the Machamp, as finally the defensive core is down with the Cresselia. Registeel is now in comes Rotom-Heat, and I don't want to sack off my Machamp just yet because I want to save it for Death Fodder. So I'm going to bring in my Electivire here, assuming he's going to go for the Thunderbolt just because he wouldn't want to lower his special attack stat and give my Kingdra a free switch in. So I'm going to bring in Electivire to tank the Thunderbolt with my Motor Drive, as I don't want to switch, but my English skills are very great. I don't want to switch into an Overheat or take an Overheat, so I'm going to sack off my Machamp because I don't want my Kingdra to take an Overheat, as sad as that is. I want my Kingdra as healthy as possible so I can tank a Comfy Training Kiss if need be. So down goes my Machamp to the Overheat, but that's fine. The Rotom is at -2 special attack, so now I can just bring in my Kingdra here, take some rocks damage, that's fine. But I should be able to tank whatever hit my opponent wants to go for and threaten him out, as my opponent is going to choose to switch out and bring in Feraligatr, as now I'm going to reveal that I have Rain Dance just because I'm like, why not do it? And my Rain is up, which means I outspeed practically everything on my opponent's team, which is pretty threatening for him. I mean, except for Comfy with Triad Training Kiss, but there's no outspeeding that. Like, even E-Speed's slower than that, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor here. I'm pretty sure Hydro Pump could have knocked out the Feraligatr, but I didn't want to quite risk it because I'll probably miss Hydro Pump anyway, and I just want to see Draco Meteor's animation. So down goes the Feraligatr, and now I'm at -2 special attack, so my opponent realizes that he's going to bring in Dat Loud, the very maturely nicknamed Comfy. I'm not too sure what it is about Venusaur and Comfy being nicknamed marijuana related stuff, but maybe it's just like a meme or something, I have no idea. But now I'm going to bring in my Mawile here, expecting the Draining Kiss, as my opponent actually misclicks on Taunt. A little bit unfortunate, but I highly doubt Mawile would have taken anything from Draining Kiss, so I don't think it changed anything anyway. So, I mean, whatever. I can't Swords Dance on this thing, so if anything, it actually works better for him. So, yeah, my opponent is not going to want to stay in on me, and he's going to choose to switch into his Rotom-Heat. That was a fairly obvious play on his behalf, so I'm actually going to choose to double switch out, expecting the Rotom-Heat and bring in my Kingdra, because I still have one more Rain turn left, and if I can knock out this Rotom-Heat, the game is pretty much mine. But yeah, he's going to preserve his Rotom-Heat, realizing that it kind of 6-0s my team, and he's going to bring in his Dat Loud as Death Fodder. I mean, that's pretty understandable, as I do have Mawile and Qwilfish to deal with it, so Comfy doesn't have the best matchup for him in this battle, so I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump with the Rain, and that's going to easily knock out Comfy, so down that thing goes, thankfully. As all my opponent has left is Heracross and the Rotom-Heat, as I still have 4 Pokemon left, so it's looking pretty good for me. But if I do play a little aggressively or greedily, I don't think greedily is a word. If I play greedy, I can lose this game still, which is pretty scary, because Scarf Moxie Heracross is nothing to underestimate. So I don't know if it's Scarf Moxie Heracross, but I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to bring in my Qwilfish here, expecting close combat or knockoff or something. But yeah, he's going to go for close combat. Qwilfish does tank it really nicely, and we do see here that he does not carry the Flame Orb, so at the very least, he's not like Guts SD Heracross. He's probably Choice Scarf Heracross if I were to guess, but I honestly can't say for sure. But now he's going to bring in his Rotom-Heat again. Very obvious switching, but like at the same time, I just went for Waterfall because like Heracross can't touch me, and if he brings in Rotom-Heat, he's going to get punished for it. So he's going to take a really big hit with Rotom-Heat, probably like the biggest choke on his behalf, but honestly, he didn't have any other play because he was probably locked into close combat. But now I'm going to sack off my Kingdra here just because I don't want to switch into Thunderbolt or risk him going for Overheat on my Electivire switching. So I'm going to bring in Kingdra here to Death Fodder it off. And now I'm going to choose to bring in my Electivire here. And I don't think I could take an Overheat even though like I'm at near full HP, because Stab Overheat from Rotom-Heat is very powerful. So I'm actually going to choose to switch out to bait the Overheat and bring in my Munchies, my Mawile. I thought this was so obvious. I was so afraid to make this play because because my opponent could have like clicked double Thunderbolt or something and destroyed me, but thankfully he decides to go for Overheat and knock out my Mawile, so that's fine. I still have Electivire left, and I shouldn't be knocked out by Flame or Overheat. And the Rotom-Heat is still in range of Electivire's attacks, so all he has left is Heracross and Rotom-Heat. As he's actually going to choose to preserve his Rotom-Heat, smart play, and bring in the Heracross, knowing he can probably take any hit I want to go for. But I know Heracross outspeeds me and can take whatever hit I want to go for, so I'm actually going to go for my Z move here, which is actually going to be an electric Z move based on my animation, Shaniqua's animation, boost my Z, boost my speed with the Z move, and go for a Z electric terrain. Hell yeah. So we're going to be Tapu Koko for 5 minutes, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I can just go for Wild Charge here with the electric terrain boost, and with the speed boost I'm going to be outspeed the Scarf Heracross, which my opponent did tell me he was Scarf Heracross, as down goes the Heracross, and my opponent's last mon is the Rotom-Heat. And I'm hoping Rotom-Heat is not broken enough to live electric terrain boosted stab Wild Charge from Electivire. I mean, I don't think it can, but like, I'm just hoping it doesn't. But thankfully, we're able to knock him out and just barely win this battle with a 2-0 victory. So like I said, guys, I could have easily lost this battle if I misplayed, but I still played very patiently despite how aggressively I played. And we're able to pull out a W in this battle. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this battle. If you enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle and really want to support my YouTube channel, please be sure to hit the like button, as it's the best way to support my YouTube channel, and I've been seeing that my likes have been dropping down recently, so I mean, it could be because some of you guys have been forgetting to like the video, it could be because my channel's dying. Either way, I really would appreciate if you hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, the question of the day is going to be, what other video games are you playing besides Pokemon at the moment? Now for me, I'm not really playing any other games besides Pokemon. Most of my free time, if not all of my free time, goes towards Pokemon. And the only other game I've been playing right now besides Pokemon Moon is Pokemon Y, which is actually depressing. Pokemon's taking over my life. But I'm actually doing a Nuzlocke in Pokemon Y at the moment for fun, and I've been playing that. But otherwise, I really haven't been playing any video games besides Pokemon Moon, so that's actually pretty depressing. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what games you've been playing lately. And yeah, I'll check you guys in my next video. Alright, peace.